Okay, trigger, go ahead, kill me. Welcome to Sober Living Snippets, where we live alcohol-free so we can heal our relationships, feel youthful again, and ditch regret and shame. Kids, it's the 10th snippet of Christmas. Counting down the 12 snippets of Christmas, today is day 10. That means there are 10 weekdays left until the big day, and today we're talking about triggers. Not my favorite subject. I think there's more to this than triggers, but they are a problem. So let's talk about them. We've talked about them before, but I have something new to share with you concerning triggers. Now, first of all, why is it not my favorite topic? Well, because for me and for many of us, just being awake is a trigger. Just being conscious is a trigger. But for many of us, that's not the case. For many of us, we don't think about alcohol all day long until a certain time of day becomes a trigger. For others, it's only being around certain people or in certain situations becomes a trigger. So that means for many of you, trigger is a real issue. It's just that I was so bad by the end that literally the minute I woke up in the morning, I was thinking about alcohol. And that meant that there was really no trigger. Just being awake, being conscious was a trigger. If you're at that point, like I was, then you've got a whole nother problem on your hands. But for those of you who actually have real triggers, and there's a lot of you, I know that, then this episode is for you. So let's say being at the family Christmas gathering is going to be triggering for you, or a certain time of the day is a trigger for you. Here is what I would like you to try. Here's something brand new that you can try. I'm guessing it would be brand new for you. Instead of fighting against the trigger, surrender to it. You get, it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or whatever your biggest trigger is, and you probably have more than one trigger. Whatever it is, when that moment strikes, and what does a trigger feel like? Where does it come from? The heart, the gut, the head? Where is it? Where does it happen? We want to stop and feel it instead of immediately realizing, oh no, now I'm triggered. What is it? What does it feel like? Ask yourself, sit down and say, okay, where am I feeling this? What does it feel like? Is it a feeling or is it a thought? If it's a thought, what's the thought? Is the thought, I want to drink? Okay, so what? You want to drink. What does that mean? Explore it, surrender to it, allow yourself to feel it, and whatever you do, don't resist it. Does this make sense? Now, by don't resist it, I don't mean drink. Because, the quickest way to get rid of a trigger is just open a bottle of wine. There you go, the problem's solved. But if you've decided not to drink, then don't resist it. Just say, okay, I'm triggered. I surrender to this feeling. It's uncomfortable. Ask yourself some very specific questions. Number one, where am I feeling this? If it's not a feeling, then what is the thought? What is the exact and precise thought? Is there more than one thought? Is there a thought and a feeling or just a thought? Explore the triggering event. Explore it. Be with it. Surrender yourself to it, and it will dissipate. It absolutely will, 100%, because you know what? The only things that persist in our lives are the things that we resist. And that's a fact. We don't even realize it, but it only persists if we resist it. For example, if you say to yourself, you know what? I can't wait till the next time I have an argument with my husband. And mean it. If you mean it, you're not resisting this, the next argument. This is just an example. Maybe you never argue with your husband, but you get my point. It's just an example, something that we normally resist. If you actually can surrender to that normally negative event and actually say to yourself, all right, next time I'm just going to go with it. I'm actually looking forward to it. Guess what? You're going to wait a long time because it's not even going to happen again. And if it does, it'll be completely different because you're not resisting it. You're surrendering to it. Resistance brings back to us the things that we don't want. When we resist something, we keep it in our lives. When we become nonchalant about it and go, oh yeah, oh well, I'm triggered. Oh well, whatever, dude. It's just a trigger. Don't care. First explore it and then just say, okay, well, yeah, feeling it right here in the gut. Yeah, it's a feeling in the gut. And then there's that little nagging voice in my head saying, you need a glass of wine. Oh well, there it is. Surrender to it. Maybe make fun of it a little bit. Yeah, I hear you. Yep. Been there, done that, heard the voice, bought the bottle, been there, not going there this time. Do anything with it except resistance. Everything we resist persists. As soon as we surrender to something and just accept it in and let it flow, it'll just flow away. Because everything that happens in our lives, feelings, thoughts, things like that, it's all energy. And energy dissipates when there's nothing for it to hold on to. And a resistance is holding on. So if you just open your heart, take a deep breath, and just surrender to it, it will dissipate. It's magic. I'm telling you, it's magic once you learn how to do it. Now, it might take a few times to figure this out, but play with it. First, you want to really look at it and find out, where do I feel this? What is it? Is it a thought or is it a feeling? If it's a feeling, where am I feeling it? If it's a thought, what is the thought? Is there more than one thought? Is there more than one feeling? Feel it, explore it, play with it, get to know it, welcome it, open your arms up to it, and it will dissipate. Do anything but resist. Got that? Anything but resistance will allow it to just flow away. Resistance is the same as holding on tight to something. My God, oh my God, if I'd have known this, I can't even, if I'd have known this, my whole life would have been different. And I use this, since I no longer ever think about alcohol, I use it with other things in my life. You can use this with everything. Just stop resisting. I mean, the example I gave you a few minutes ago was the argument with the husband. Wait and see what happens if you stop resisting the things in your life that you've been resisting. But just use it on triggers for now. Now, as I say, it takes some getting used to this, but I invite you to play with this idea because it works once we learn how to use it. It is one of the most powerful strategies that I've ever encountered, and I'm really still playing with it myself. But that's what we do. We need to play with it, get to know it, see what you can do with it, use it as a game. All right, let me see what I can do with this non-resistance. We have talked about this before. I did a snippet called The Law of Non-Resistance. This is more on that, okay? There it is. That is the 10th snippet of Christmas and how to get through your holidays and beyond trigger-free. See you tomorrow for the 9th snippet of Christmas. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back tomorrow so we can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.